Welcome, I'm TAMKO, and you are listening to African Action Heroes, the podcast, the online community developed by and for creatives and changemakers of African descent to facilitate promotion, collaboration, and empowerment. Thanks for joining us. If this is your first time, hear what you can expect. An open-hearted conversation with creatives and changemakers of African descent, sharing their journey, useful tips and insights to help you to be at your very best while creating content and stories about us through our own narrative. Also, it will be a great opportunity to discover and connect with incredible and inspiring rising stars looking like you. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hi.
Good.
How you doing?
Very well, very well. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you having us.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm really happy to have the opportunity to talk to you because I saw you at the Afro Animation Summit,
Yes.
and oh my God, I was like so touched to see like so many creatives of African descent like getting together and and sharing their experiences and all that kind of thing. And your
Yes.
story was really inspiring.
Thank
So
Thank you.
that's why today on African Action Hero, the podcast, I'm really happy to have you. So it's could you introduce yourself, please?
Yes. I'm Jermaine, the CEO of Small Town Animation Studios.
And I'm Whaketa, COO, his beautiful wife of Small
Yeah.
Town Animation Studios, my partner.
Okay. So did you could you tell me more a little bit more about your background and like what you did and everything and how you met as well.
Well, we can get into how we met first.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
can
yeah. We
tell us
met,
more about that.
over 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was actually coming out of high school visiting my aunt in New Jersey. And that's how we met through a mutual family member.
Okay.
And I went that summer and fell in love, and it's been going on.
Oh.
So,
Wow.
Yeah. And then we have a lot in common.
Right.
On the music side. I
Mhm.
come from the music business over about 15 years,
Mhm.
and he was an inspiring singer and
Right.
singing in church and stuff, and we
Okay.
kind of we had that in common.
Right.
And just on the music side, I was always taught that if you could write music, you could write songs, then you could write movies, you could write
Mhm.
episodes, you could write poems.
Yeah.
So that's how we got into the music, and then it transformed
To
into
what we're doing now.
Okay. Yeah, that's really interesting, and I love to see that you actually are like people with a multi-dimensional. You're like multi-dimensional people because I think that it's important to highlight that thing. That's
Right.
Yes.
because nowadays that's really important to have like different type of skills and having different type of
Right.
experiences. Yeah, because me too. I was in the music industry a long time ago,
Oh,
but
wow.
yeah, but in Japan.
Oh, wow. Well, that's a big market. Japan.
Yeah.
Well, with hip hop, and that's really big overseas. Japan, China,
Yeah.
and all of that. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, because for a while I think Japan was the second biggest music market in the world.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, right after US. And in terms of download, I think that was the number one. Like back in the day. Now I'm not so much. I don't know all the numbers, but back in the day it was like Japan is really a huge place. You go there, you can make a lot of money. You can find an audience. There is an audience for everybody there.
Yes,
Right.
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yes.
Okay, and so how did you start Small Town Animation Studio?
Okay. Small Town Animation Studios was started years ago without being started.
Right.
And let me explain.
Okay.
When I was in the music business, I was kind of making the transition out of the music business, and I got sick with diabetes. I got diagnosed with diabetes.
Oh.
So yeah, when I got diagnosed with diabetes, I came up with the character which we get into in a minute also, called GUMSHE. But the name was different back then, but it was still the whole, what people seeing now, it was that 14 years ago, but it just wasn't fully developed just yet. So after I made the transition from the music business and I developed that, and I kind of pushed it to the side and was trying to figure out my life at that point, trying to make the transition with diabetes, because it's like a life-changing thing with diabetes. You know, you got to figure out when to eat, how to eat, watch your glucose levels, read labels. It's just a whole lot mentally. So I was kind of on the fence with keep developing that, pushing that, and just living my life, trying to figure out my diabetes. So moving forward to 2021, when the pandemic hit, it was the perfect time because everybody was indoors. Everybody was quarantined and really was nothing to do but watch TV and create. And I'm not the only one. There's so many people that became millionaires since the pandemic who create different products and different stuff. So I just happened to be one of them that said, hey, I'm going to bring this back what I created years ago. Now I'm going to push it. Now I'm going to fully develop it. And now we're going to start our own company. But before that, I was still making the transition. Before that, I was working with a company in the Philippines, and they had a movie called RPG. And when I spoke with them, they knew I was from the music business, and they wanted me to reproduce the movie and then release it in the U.S. So when they gave that job to me, I got in contact with Katherine Jackson, which is Michael Jackson's mom. Because I was going to get the kids, Blanket, Paris, and I forgot the other one. But Michael Jackson kids, I was going to get them to do the voiceovers for the movie. Yeah, but it was just a lot of stuff with that. You could imagine dealing with all the legal stuff with that. Michael Jackson, the name itself, and then his kids. It was just a lot of stuff. So at that point, we was like, okay, you know, that was like an experience. It was really, really taught us what we know now for our own company. So we decided to just start our own company and release our projects and develop our projects and push them out on our own. But that experience really taught us what we know now.
Okay. And so if I understand well, so the fact that you've been diagnosed with diabetes has been like a huge turn. A huge point in your life, in the business that you're doing. And so could you give me, because I believe that maybe people don't know exactly like what is diabetes, so could you explain what it is and how, and the reality of people living with diabetes as well?
Yes, the reality, well, the first question, diabetes is when your pancreas no longer produces insulin. So you have type 2 diabetes where you can your insulin, your pancreas, the insulin doesn't work properly as well. And then you also have type 1 that produces, your pancreas don't produce any insulin. So you have to take insulin shots, or well, type 1, you have to, it's just shots, but type 2, you can also take pills to kind of get everything back in order. But diabetes is when your sugar levels is not sustained within your body and your pancreas, which helps organs function well and properly. And that's what diabetes is. It's not a sugar thing with diabetes. Let's get that straight. A lot of people don't understand diabetes. They think it's just a sugar thing. It is to a certain point, but then it's not. Because you still got to watch your starches, you got to watch all your carbs and everything else that can still bring your sugar levels up. Yeah, so diabetes is really, you know, people, even the doctors, sometimes they still don't understand diabetes, because I had a call yesterday and I explained to the person I was talking with, his wife was type 2 diabetes. And he was like, you know, my wife, she can't stop eating sugar. You know, that's her problem. I said, that's one of the problems, but that's not, I'm sure that's not her only problem. Because then we start going into, well, you know, she said she wants to become a vegetarian or something like that. And I said, well, I'm a vegetarian. And he's like, I don't think that helps with diabetes. I said, well, sir, it does. And it's
all about what you eat.
Yeah, it's all about what you eat.
Of course.
Yeah, and the fact that I became a vegetarian maybe over a year and a half,
About 2 years.
Almost 2 years. I see a difference in my sugar levels from then and now. And like I told him, I don't have the data. I could see my glucose records, but that's not full data that the scientists and the doctors and everybody use to say, hey, it's the data that shows the proof. No, I know within my body that it's a difference. Me stop eating meat, I know I feel better.
Yeah.
I feel lighter. Like, because meat, and I don't want to get into a whole deep discussion on vegetarianism.
Yeah.
Some people take that serious, but meat stays in your body for a while.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Yeah, and the more it stays in your
vegan.
body. See, yeah. So when the meat stays in your body for a while, it don't only mess up or bring up your sugar level, your glucose level. It also affects your cholesterol and blood pressure because the meat is still in your body.
Yeah.
It doesn't digest well. I'm not saying it doesn't come out through using the bathroom, but the whole time that it's in there, you know, there's issues.
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree with you because I had like for a long time like intestine problems. So I had to do like exercise all the time to stimulate the intestine, but I stopped since I just started actually. I stopped eating meat. I was vegetarian like for a while, but it's since this year I became vegan, and when I really completely stopped to eat meat, I felt that, oh my God, the huge difference, like with how can I explain? First, like everything go through the body, nothing stays, and I feel like you can actually, with the digestion, you can actually take all the things that you need in the food, all the nutriment and everything, and and that's well, I don't want to turn that interview into a promotion for vegetarian and vegan, but
you're saying exactly what I tell people, and they don't. Sometimes people don't get it, and they're like, "Oh, that's a myth."
Yeah,
no, it's not. Until you experience yourself and you stop eating meat yourself, then you will see a difference.
Yeah. No,
and diabetes is a problem in the African American community, and so that's why we definitely want to bring awareness to that with our films, you know, just to kind of educate, you know, our community, and also, you know, just to put a light on it, because there are a lot of kids that suffer with juvenile diabetes. You know, type 2 diabetics, it can be controlled if you, like you say, if you eat right, and if you but even though we know that there are a lot of health disparities in our community, and so we just want to also bring that to light through our content.
Okay. And could you tell me a little bit more about the GUMSHE?
Yes, GUMSHE, as I explained earlier, was created about 14 years ago, but it was created from just, you know, it was like a life changing. Me being diagnosed with diabetes, I said, wow, you know, I don't wish what I went through on nobody. And I'm sure parents is going through what I went through with my parent as a youngster, being fed improperly, given the circumstances of single parent household mothers. They're going to feed their child before they feed themselves, and they're going to feed them whatever they need to feed them so they won't starve or go hungry. So that's how GUMSHE was really created, of being the face of not just diabetes, but circumstances, like life experiences. Like, she's a hero. She's not a hero just because she fights crime and villains. She's a hero because she's still surviving, you know, her circumstances, and that gives her the more inspiration to go out there and fight crime, because, you know, her circumstances that she's given within her city and her health and everything, she's alive. And, you know, that's what GUMSHE is really all about. And a lot of people say, hey, GUMSHE is cool. Yeah, you're right to a certain point, but GUMSHE is cool. But the cool thing about GUMSHE is the awareness and the prevention part. That's what we're trying to make cool. We're trying to make it cool to say, hey, you're a diabetic. Oh, I'm a diabetic too. Oh, so how do you eat? Or so how do you do this? Or how often do you check your glucose levels? So that's what GUMSHE is all about. GUMSHE is about empowerment. It's about educating. And what's the other E?
Oh, we got to bring edutainment, empowering, and we got to I forgot my other E.
It's definitely 3 E's.
Okay.
That's what I call it.
But that's what GUMSHE is.
And entertaining.
Definitely want to entertain. But that's what GUMSHE is about. GUMSHE is, we're trying to make her the face of diabetes, the face of empowerment, girl power, like how they used to say Powerpuff Girls, like that was like girl power. and it was for that generation, but for this generation, we're trying to make her the face of GUMSHE because when the entertainers, when kids get sick, and you got the St. Jude's and all the different hospitals, they call on the superheroes.
Oh.
They go visit the children because that's empowering to them. Even on a sick bed, that's empowering.
Yeah.
But just imagine if Superman had leukemia or Iron Man had lupus or any one of those diseases. Just imagine if there was those type of superheroes that actually had like an illness.
A relatable experience.
Yeah.
Within the movie. I'm not saying outside the movie. I'm saying if Iron Man has some kind of sickness and he can go to the hospital outside the movie and visit somebody with that same sickness, imagine how that child will feel and be empowered to live. Like, I want to live. You Iron Man, you got whatever you living. So that's what GUMSHE's all about.
Yeah, we want to, GUMSHE, we want it relatable to children. We want, a lot of kids to relate to her, even though she has this illness that she's battling. She's battling not only her illness, like he said, she's also battling her circumstances in her community. So she's relatable to the viewer on that aspect, but she's also a superhero. So, she's not letting all of those circumstances stop her from fighting crime and being that superhero. She may have the disease, but she's controlling it so she can keep her superpower.
Yeah, that's what I want to say too. A lot of people think her bubblegum superpowers is just that. It's not just that, because the way I set everything up for her powers, she doesn't have control over her powers unless her glucose levels are controlled or normal.
Oh, yeah.
GUMSHE cannot just go out of the way and eat unhealthy foods and try to fight crime at the same time. Her superpowers work, but they don't work properly.
Her glucose levels are not controlled.
That's really interesting, and I really love that aspect that she needs to eat like proper food to be able to have, because that's the reality.
Right.
That's the reality.
Yeah, because children, with Frozen and all these different superheroes, children emulate them. So we want her to be emulated in the way, okay, so the parent could talk to the child, okay, do like GUMSHE. You have to eat this. GUMSHE does it.
Right.
So, just imagine Elsa and Anna. Imagine if she had to do something specifically for her health, for her ice powers to work. Her notoriety would be really big, twice what it is now.
Yeah, because I see, like, in the animation that we can see on TV right now on mainstream channels, there is always that propaganda about veggies, like veggies or like kids doesn't like veggie, or like eating pizza, it's cool. Eating pizza and hamburger all the time is cool, or juice and whatever. And I think that's really important, like to have like content like yours, like showing that a different, like what is actually good for the health of children.
Right.
And getting.
And we do get some pushback sometimes. Somebody just asked me about, so where does a bubble gum take place with the diabetes? I said bubble gum is fun. And bubble gum, I don't care what kind of disease you have, you can still have a piece of bubble gum. When you're sick there, you can have leukemia, AIDS, HIV, anything, and still chew a piece of bubble gum. So that's where that comes in. That bubble gum is related to anybody all over the world. It's relatable. So that's that's her superpowers is bubble gum.
Okay,
But she's you're familiar with the Matrix and action hero. Like, she also is a fighter. She's a karate person. She's a fighter. She has bubblegum powers and all of that. She could create different weapons with the bubblegum. But without those, she's also a good martial arts fighter.
Okay, that's cool. And I would like to know, why did you choose to make the character a female?
Great question. Mainly because at that time, my daughter was my inspiration behind it. It's not a lot of girl superheroes.
And he's a girl dad.
And I'm a girl dad. So.
Yeah, me too, actually. I have one little girl.
So everybody, I was just thinking, everybody wants to see the little girl win. I don't care what kind of religion, what kind of race or everybody, is just something about a little girl not doing well touches everybody's heart. And it's something about a girl doing well touches everybody's heart too. So I wanted to have it so people roots for the girl. Like the boy is one thing. People kind of think boys are kind of figure things out. If they're not doing well, if they're sick, or they get better. But with a girl in a hospital bed is totally different. It's just a feeling.
The sensitivity.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah.
And it shows girl power too, because like I said, she's martial arts, she's fight, and she, when you see the movie, she's intelligent. So, I wanted to show that empowering. Women don't get enough of that, of being, if you say empowering, you just say Oprah.
Yeah.
Especially African American women.
Yeah.
And we don't see a lot of movies, especially animation, where you see the black girl being the lead.
Yeah, exactly.
You see all of these, top animated movies and series, you don't see that many. Off the top of my head, I could think Doc McStuffins.
Yeah.
It's not that many.
Yeah, it's not that many.
And there's definitely not the African American girl, as an action hero,
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
Saving the city,
You have the girl from Black Lightning.
Oh yeah.
But she's not a lead.
Yeah. But that's not animation.
No, that's not animation. I'm just saying on the superhero side, her dad is the lead.
Yeah.
So it's like secondary to the man. Once
again,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's the same old story. So we wanted a girl to be the lead.
The lead, yeah. That's nice. Yeah. And I think, for people of African descent, that's something very important, because there is there is a lot of sorry, I forgot my words. Stereotypes. There's a lot of stereotypes, especially but for us, about us, but for women as well. So that I think that it's really important, to have that type of that girl can have a role model that is empowering. Because I saw once, I showed to my little girl, it was a trailer about the upcoming animation. And the girl was doing martial arts, and I was training my little girl already with martial art. But when she saw that, she was like pumped at the highest level, and she was asking to be trained.
That's what we want too.
So, she's 4. She's 4, but
got to get them at that age, young.
But now she's like, she want to train by herself, and she asking me to train. So that's why I think that what you're doing gonna make a huge difference in the life of a lot of people. And I would like to know, creating Afro small town animation studio. What have been, or what are the challenges that you are facing?
It's a lot of them.
Yeah, it's a lot of them. Try not to be too harsh. Try to choose my words correctly. But one of the main things is racism.
Okay.
Because you could imagine how the small percentage of the African animators, Afro-American animators in the industry, you can imagine just a little bit that's in the industry, and then the ones on the executive side is even smaller. So when we come into the picture, not just us, but when companies like us come into the picture and we say, hey, this is what we're doing.
And we're talking ownership.
Yeah, we're talking ownership. We're talking controlling our IP. We're talking telling our story. Yeah, we kind of get some pushback of, oh, why do you think this is going to work? Or why haven't nobody never did this before? Or why this and why that? And, so that's one of the main things is racism and doubt, because everybody's, they kind of stuck on the same formula. And I spoke about this during the Afro-American Afro Animation Summit. Even as far as superhero powers, we just spoke about Black Lightning, but you could name 10 other films of those superheroes have those same powers. So, and it becomes the norm. So if you're doing something different, these companies asking, why are you doing that? Why doesn't she have ice powers? Or why doesn't she have electricity? Or why this and why that? And you saying, hey, this is that's fine and that's cool, but this is how we want to do it. This is
our
how we envision our character superhero power. So we get a lot of pushback of just doing something new, doing something different, and being black. We just gonna be honest, just being black and coming up with different ways and different characters and telling our story. You know, we get a lot of pushback of, you know, our race of why this and why that.
I see. Had a lot of meetings where, you know, with other companies, and everybody on our end at our company is black. And everybody on that end is all white. There's not a lot of representation in a lot of these companies. They, you know, there may be one or two just to say that, you know, we've, you know, diverse, but you know, we need more. We need more people of color in these executive roles in these companies, because they don't understand us.
They don't understand. A lot of things they don't understand. Like someone may say, why is her hair not in puffs like all the other black animation characters? Puffs. Why is it braided? And I answer and say, hey, I wanted it braided because I want people to be GUMSHE all year round without Halloween. I want the little girl to tell her mother, braid my hair like GUMSHE today. So I can be cool like that today, not Halloween, but today.
And the cornrow is a part of us. It comes from our culture.
Exactly.
You know, we've been doing, go back to Africa, you know.
Exactly.
Our ancestors, that's a part of the African American. African culture. You know,
exactly. Oh my God, I have like tears coming out of my ear. You know, because I'm really happy to see like that, because the reason why I started African Action Heroes is really to create a bridge between all the people from African descent all over the world, like in Africa, in North America, in Europe, in the Caribbean, like everywhere. Because I believe that if we can like work together as one, there is like we're gonna be like at the top in no time. Really? So
we gotta when you say stick together, you know, I mean, yes, we definitely have to do that, but it has to be one for another. It can't be favoritism. It can't be, I'm gonna support Small Town Animation because they got X, Y, and Z, but I'm not gonna support them because they got this or that. So if it's like sticking together, let's stick together regardless of
exactly.
I'm not talking about quality either, because some people just don't have that quality. Some people just, you know, it's not for everybody. That's with anything with fashion. Everybody just not going to have quality. Some people's going to shop at Walmart or wherever else, you know, so.
And a lot of times we, you know, don't have the funding. You know, we don't get the funding that we need to produce good quality. You know, a lot of, you know, Black people, we're creative. You know, we have these ideas. We have, we're creative people, you know. Let's be honest, we have a lot of culture vultures out there. And we just don't have the funding to produce, you know, the content that we really can create if we have the funding to.
We're not giving a lot of the same opportunities.
We're not.
You know, I'm sure some of the people, just like when they was on the summit, some of those Black executives, I'm sure they have ideas and they pitch stuff to the people up top. And they're turning it down. Because those are our stories, and once again, they don't understand. You know, so.
So that's because definitely, what I like with what you're doing is like you telling like our stories through our own narrative. And that's what is most important. And also, what happens is like. In the industry, in the animation industry, so there is a lot of gatekeepers that, as you said, they don't understand our culture, basically, and maybe they don't understand or they don't want to know as well.
You're right. You're right. Some of them do understand, but they still don't want to get the opportunities because they know what that's going to lead to. That's going to lead to we're gonna put this person in charge, but this person may bring in 10 other people, and then it's like strength in numbers. So you know,
and when you by listening to your stories, I was thinking that have you tried like to do some crowdfunding or things like that? Because at the beginning it can be difficult because there is a lot of like marketing involved in
Yes.
those. But as you say, like because you don't have like funding, it's difficult to bring the quality. But as long as the story is there, I think it's there is something that we can do. For me, that my mission,
Yeah.
that my mission is to connect people in a way that we don't need like all those like mainstream industry funding, but we try to fund that like by ourselves. And have you heard about Black Sun Entertainment?
No, I never
No,
heard of.
but yeah, they're doing they're more into like comics, but now I think they start to work as well on animation. But what they did is that they build a fan base over years, but they have like very special content because they're doing a comic. The first, yeah, one of the first comic that they did, it was about ancient Egypt, but with us as they represent the ancient Egypt as it was supposed to be of that time. And yeah, and over time they built a fan base because they had unshakable like vision. And yeah, and that leads to, yeah, basically they raised $1 million last year because they were able to get
Oh,
all the,
wow.
yeah. And this year as well they doing like they opening their company for investment, and they raising like I think $3 million or something like that. And so but my point is that, yeah, but by working on the building a strong fan base, there is a possibility to fund your project. So
Right.
yeah, so that's why. But now African Action Heroes is just starting, but the idea is like to be able to bring awareness about your project to the community, and to have like people knowing what you do. Because when we connect, we can connect with people like who believe the same things. And since what you're trying to do is, for me, it's amazing. And and I believe that there is like more people out there who might connect with what you're trying to do, and it's just a matter of like making your project known, like
Yes.
out there, and like not just in North America, but like in the world,
Every-
because
yeah, global.
yeah, globally.
That's what we want. And we definitely looking into now because people have asked us about the crowdfunding. People do want to support. So, we thought of because people was asking to buy merchandise for GUMSHE right now.
Yeah.
Like they want merchandise. Somebody, we had some samples and I wore it in the interview. And the interviewer said, oh my God, I you have to send me one of those GUMSHE t-shirts. So I said, yeah, I ordered, but we trying to figure it out now, how we're going to, structure the whole crowdfunding and also the merch side.
Yeah, the merch side. Yeah, exactly. Because as you say that owning the IP, that's the key. Yeah, that's the key. And so that's why when I see people that create like amazing content and they just like give it away to Disney, I think that if they have a strategy, that's okay. But if it's just like they are happy to work with Disney and they give away the IP, for me it's a little bit sad, because to be able to create wealth, we need to own our IP.
Exactly.
You're right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're right. A lot of times, a lot of these people that give away their IP, they say, oh, the company made me an offer I just couldn't refuse.
Yeah.
Which is probably the case because they billion-dollar companies. So, but how much is your sweat equity, your blood, sweat, and tears worth?
Yeah.
For them, they may give you $20 million for your IP and they're gonna make over $1 billion from it.
Exactly.
But is that what it's worth? All the work you put into building it, now they're offering you $50 million, $100 million, or whatever it is to purchase it, and it's like that's what it's worth to you. So, we just, our people of color make those kind of decisions because the circumstances that we're in. It's hard to get funding. So when a company comes along and see something that you have is great, and they say, hey, we're going to buy them out. We like that. We're going to buy it from them. And then we come from nothing, and somebody waving $100 million in our face, like,
Start thinking long term. We got to start thinking generational wealth, because we went into H&M and we saw a whole Peanuts line of clothing in H&M. But guess who still owns that IP? The Schwartz family.
They still own it
after all these years. So we've got to start thinking long term and generational wealth for our families.
Yeah, that's really good that you're highlighting that, because a lot of people, I think, doesn't realize how important it is, like, to own those IP and to think about, like, the generation wealth. Because that's the only way we can get out of that cycle of
Well, we have to break it. We have to take accountability for our own actions too, as well, because sometimes we out here running amok and doing all kind of stuff and doing things that we know this all we know how to do, but then we take that into the business world and it doesn't work. People look at it and they automatically red flag you, and not just red flag you, they may red flag us because something you did. And they might not want to give us funding because they gave you funding and you messed it up, so they don't want to give nobody of color no funding. So we all have to take responsibility for our actions for other people too, as well, when we trying to go after the same thing.
That's so true. And oh my God, now, because now there is a lot of things coming up to my mind, and
no
I'm
rush,
like,
you can ask whatever, no rush.
No, because now, since I started African Action Heroes, like, I'm meeting a lot of people like you, and I mean, like, a lot of people that really think about the future of the community as a whole, and not just like the. But I don't want to judge people, because I know, as you mentioned, like, every people are in very different situations, and there is circumstances that make people make certain type of choice, but doing what you do, I think it demands a lot of courage to be able to, like, know that, okay, to have a clear vision, and just like being having a strong commitment in what you want to do and what you want to achieve, and why you're doing that, and like meeting people like you, I'm like, we have to succeed, and we have to make something happen, because that's the way, and if more people could be aware of that, I think that we could, like, your project could be, like, funded, like, very quickly, because if we have, like, all that drive, and I just for example, for the example of Black Sand Entertainment, they're gonna do a round of investment soon, and me, I gonna put some money there, because I believe in what they're doing. I don't know if it's gonna work. I think it's gonna work. But it's more what drives me. It's the fact that they're doing something that I believe in. And and so that's the same for what you're doing. we need to find a way to organize, like, some funding, even if it's on the long term, because that's the type of thing that doesn't happen like that. But definitely, me too, I see a lot of potential in GUMSHE.
We're excited about it.
And a lot of people don't know, we really don't put it out there like that, but people need to know that it's not a one-off. Like, GUMSHE is GUMSHE, and then you're going to have the GUMSHE and the Protectors, which is our version of the Avengers with other superheroes. And then you got the GUMSHE sequel. And then you have the spin-off series of all the different superheroes. We also have the GUMSHE 2D series. It's called GUMSHE, the Protector of the City. So that's the 2D series, which is going to be 20-minute episodes for the per season. So it's not a one-off. So we want to keep this diabetes message spreading throughout years, months, not just no gaps in between. So we still want to keep that message out there.
I mean, if you love GUMSHE, wait until you see the other superheroes.
Yeah, we have other superheroes. And
she's
their
not
powers.
only the black. Only black, so she's not the only
she's
black.
Not. And a lot of people so stuck on GUMSHE, but you know, when we show the when we show the official trailer on November 14th, which is World Diabetes Day, you will see the villain in GUMSHE, and you will kind of really start to understand the story. But a lot of people love GUMSHE, but when they see the other superheroes, they're gonna be like, "Well, GUMSHE was my favorite, but I love this." We have so many.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
And they're black too.
Yeah. Because we don't have like that much hero out there. Like
we don't.
Like in the media and
right. And that's why it's important for us to own our own IP. Because we have got to keep positive imagery for our children. We've got to make sure that we tell our stories. These are our experiences. We want to make sure that our kids can see characters on the screen that they can relate to. And that's, you know, a black character throughout the whole film. Not partial the film.
And that's not like a token. Because I saw a lot of like animation where they put the black character, but it's like just in terms of quota or like for the for the diversity. But
you know how just like we was talking about positive images and we just want the community to support, because we support these brands, and I'm not taking, because we do it too. We support Disney. We support our child want anything else in honor and whatever. You know, we just want people to support, because we don't own, you know, we supported Black Panther. We went out there to the theaters. We all dressed up, certain ones, and wore certain clothes to the theater. And then we all say Wakanda forever. But we don't own Wakanda forever.
Exactly.
We don't own it. And no matter how much we say it, it's still making that brand bigger. But we don't own it. A person of color, rather, I'm not saying us, but a person of color do not own the Black Panther brand, the franchise, the Wakanda Forever, or none of that. It's likeness and none of that. We don't own it.
Right now, there is a kind of boom of the African content. And we see a lot of like Western companies
doing partnerships. Me too, because I get Animation Magazine, I get all those animation alerts. And Netflix partner with African Disney got this and
we've been here. We've been here.
But why now?
Afro animation been here for years. Everywhere in Africa, the Caribbean.
Why now?
Is the question. Now is now you're trying to profit off of us.
Exactly.
Of, let's be honest, the George Floyd incident.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
Awareness, you know, to what's going on in our community. And now, you know, you're really not trying to support us. You're really trying to profit off of us. Let's be honest.
It's not support. It's not genuinely, rather. It's not genuinely support. It's, okay, let's do this so we can do that. Or let's do this so that we can't get canceled. So that black dollar counts. Let's be honest.
Our dollar, we spend a lot of money. Let's be real. Black folks look good. We're going to eat good.
We definitely going to
We're going to treat ourselves. We're going to watch a movie. So our dollar count.
That's so true. It's just like now they see us as consumer. So And so for me, it's kind of new form of like colonization or like exploitation of people of African descent, and that's why I'm like, okay, that's cool that there is more content out there, but we're not owning the IP, and so what the point? We're just gonna work to make them more
And you know that's what it is, because they're not saying in those interviews or those partnerships, they're not saying anything about ownership. They're just saying they're working with African animators and African companies. They're not saying it's just like, okay, they could keep control over it. The African animated companies could keep control over it. They're not saying none of that. They're just saying, hey, they're just affiliating themselves.
Yeah.
So it looks good on their part, especially if they're publicly traded. It doesn't look like any kind of racism or diversity problems. So they all of them doing it. They got PR firms is really pushing it. Yeah. That's how I knew what you was talking about, because I seen it. Yeah, there's so many partnerships being put out there in the media.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah. So that's why we need GUMSHE. Yeah, we definitely need GUMSHE. No, but that's true. That's true. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, GUMSHE is you know, we have other content too as well, but yeah, GUMSHE is our Marvel, our Marvel universe, because like we said, it's spin-offs, it's a whole series. But we also got a franchise too called the Sunday Schoolers, and the Sunday Schoolers is a faith-based animated series, sort of like, I keep saying the Peanuts game, because you know the character Jermaine reminds me of Charlie Brown, and the rest of them kind of, you know, so it's like a faith-based Christian church community, church atmosphere, learning about the Bible and understanding one another. The kids is diverse. The kids understanding one another by telling their stories, listening to the teacher describe things that's going on in the Bible, and also telling it from their perspective, how they see things in the Bible, and asking questions, and just getting the understanding.
It's very kid friendly. It's relatable. It's not
overly religious.
Yeah. And it's just relatable to anyone of any denomination, even if you're atheist.
Muslim.
So it's just life lessons, but we want to make sure that we show kids of color.
Yeah.
That's cool. In this as well. You know, we wanted to make sure we have characters. We want to have our lead character in this series, a little black boy. You know, our kids are important as well. We want to show, you know, characters, Genesis character, you know, she's got her little beads in her hair, you know, her little twisties, because that's us, that's who we are, you know. So we want to show black girls and boys, you know, as well as lead characters in animation.
And how could you tell us more, like how it is to manage that type of to manage your studio, basically? Yeah,
it's a lot of work. We do have a great staff. That's one thing. We have a good team. You know, the day-to-day stuff, I handle a lot of the stuff, you know, day-to-day stuff too as well, but I'm also on the creative side of everything. But it is hard to manage, because, you know, I just told my daughter, she's 8, Jenny 8, right? And she noticed what I be doing throughout the day. And she said, Daddy, you had a busy week. This was last week. So I had interviews, I had calls with different people, and like she see me working, and she said, you had a busy week.
And it's a small team of us. So, you know, and it's a lot when you're doing everything yourself. And like I said, I'm come from an administrative background, so I do a lot of the back office stuff, you know, and he's handling a lot of stuff in the forefront, because we're new. So a lot of people want to talk to the CEO, you know, they want to talk to him. And, you know, as well as he creates a lot of stuff, you know, the characters, the writing, he's heavily involved in all of that. So, you know, we're small. We're big and mighty.
We wear a lot of hats. A lot of us. I don't do stuff just that a CEO would do. Like I would do extra. I do extra things. So I wear a lot of hats. So I might be the creative writer and all that stuff, but then I also talk to the executives. I talk to the people in Hollywood. They want to speak with me. Sometimes, you know, it just gets hectic, but you know.
And when you're starting out, especially in animation, you know, you gotta have a team. You gotta have, even if it's a small team. Like I said, if it's a small group of us, and we all wear 3, 4, 5 hats. You know, you got to do what you got to do till you get there. It's not this is my role. You know, on paper it says this is my role.
but you gotta fill in and do
but
it.
you've got to do it all, you know, and it's
Yeah.
a lot in animation. You got to think, you got the backgrounds,
Yeah.
you know, you've got
Yeah, we do have illustrators,
your
storyboarders,
storyboarders,
animators. So we do
animators.
have that full staff. A lot of people ask us, what does your creative staff look like? How many animators you have? So we do have a full animation staff, 2D and 3D. We have our own storyboarders. That's all they do is storyboarding. So we have rendering, people that do rendering and illustrations, all the characters that people love. We have a great illustrator. We can say, draw this. We want it to look like this, and he does it. You know, so we definitely have a full creative team that's great.
Because we haven't been to school to animate.
Yeah.
But we know what we want.
Yeah.
And we know what we're looking for, and high good quality.
Yeah. That's one thing we're serious about. Good quality
content.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
And eventually we want to grow.
Yeah.
We want to give back to Black animators. There's so many out there. A lot of Afro animators that don't get, the opportunities that other animators of other races get.
Yeah.
So eventually we want to be able to give back and do partnerships and interns and scholarships. We want to donate back to our community.
Yeah.
So that's our goal eventually.
Yeah, and definitely one thing we left out with GUMSHE, a portion of the proceeds, anything dealing with the GUMSHE franchise, is a portion of that will go to insulin assistance.
Right.
Helping insulin in the communities, people that can't afford insulin or can't even afford it with the insurance, the copay. We want to have a fund in every city. That's our goal, to have a fund in every city that they can pull from that fund. If you can't afford your insulin, even if a glucose meter or whatever, you could pull from that fund and get assistance.
Yeah.
So,
right. And that's why the American Diabetes Association partnered with us with the movie GUMSHE, because they love that they have a program that their initiative is called Health Equity Now.
Yeah.
And GUMSHE is going to be kind of like the forefront of what they're trying to do.
It's like a vision.
A visual of what the American Diabetes Association is trying to do. So we're excited about that partnership.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. That's the health equity now. And that's definitely about what we discussed earlier in the conversation about the affordability. Not being able, we don't get the same circumstances, the same opportunities in health that other cities have.
Right.
Other communities, other than color. It's not a color thing, just the underserved community.
And I think that's everywhere around the world. Every country, I'm pretty sure, have those communities that's underserved.
They're forgotten about.
Yeah, I come from one of those in France.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's like rough neighborhood and everything. Yeah.
Right.
So it's different in those communities with health and opportunities, and even the doctor,
and even just getting information to people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the information.
Right, getting the information out where they could get help or where they could get assistance. Just sometimes you have to go in and just do some groundwork. In those kind of areas. I just believe they're everywhere, all over the world.
Yeah. No, definitely. Wow. So that's why I really see, like, in terms of like global impact with GUMSHE can be like incredible. And so what is your vision for the future, like related to the studio and like GUMSHE and the future? Because you talk about like the sequel to all the things that you're preparing for that, but in general for the studio itself, do you have like specific plans, and how can we support those plans?
Our vision for the studio is to grow, to keep ownership of the studio and the IPs that's going to come from up under the studio. But we see ourselves like moving in the same space as a Disney and the DreamWorks. How Walt started with the mouse. That's our GUMSHE. And then we're going to move into the other brands outside of the GUMSHE universe, which is like our Marvel per se, or even Star Wars. Disney owns Star Wars. So like that's our portion of how we see starting. But then we want to bring on other brands, other franchises of animation, and kind of just grow from there. And then, you know, a lot of people ask us too about having our own platform, streaming platform. You know, it just depends, but we do look at it. We are looking into having our own channel. Because that's the way for us to not have to go through so much red tape of getting our stuff out there. We could distribute our own product, and we don't have to have a lot of people telling us what to do. Or we know when we want it played, like, you know, with Netflix and all these other platforms, they're good platforms, but we want to decide, hey, we want to upload something else. If we created something in a week or two, we don't want to have to go through, oh, we're going to have to fit it in on this schedule because it's a bigger release. And no, we want to just be able to upload it to the world right then and there, whether it's a week or two, right then and there, without going through so much red tape. So we just want to grow as a brand, as a company, keep ownership of it, and just have a bunch of brands up under Small Town Animation.
Okay. And have you thought about like doing collaboration with other studios? But not necessarily with GUMSHE, but for any
other stuff. Yeah, we thought about I actually talked to somebody just recently about co-producing. They have a great brand. It's a preschool brand. You know, and they love what we're doing. So yeah, we're open to co-producing and collaborating. But it just has to make sense for both parties.
Of course.
Because you can't do those kind of things and it's not beneficial when we could have did something that is beneficial. We're all about helping people as well. So we're definitely open to collaboration and co-productions.
Wow.
And we're an animation company, so we're definitely getting to you know, having a team of animators to do advertising for other business, you know,
like animation commercials. That'll be a whole different division within Small Town.
If you noticed during the pandemic, you saw a lot of animation.
Exactly. Now, animation, videos, content. Because I'm working in the content right now, and I'm working for a company. I'm creating content for them, and because I'm working in communication basically, and so I have to create content for my clients, and now like if you don't have a video or animation or something, you're done. Like, because everything go on the online, so you need something attractive.
It's pandemic proof. Animation is pandemic. No matter what goes on in the world, you can do. You don't have to go into the studio. You just can't. If you're not allowed to go outside, it could be anything. A world, any kind of world problem. Like nobody go outside. You can create animation and not, you know.
You don't need location and to go on location, all that kind of thing.
They're all, you know, right now everyone's still working from home, so and we're still being able to function and, you know, get things done.
Wow, that's so cool. And hold on just a moment. How do you maintain your energy? Like with all those with all those challenges?
Wow.
That's a good question. Our faith. You know, that's the main thing. Our faith in God, our belief, what we stand on. That's where our energy comes from. You know, we givers, we help people, we have good hearts, we don't have, you know, we do things without just looking for stuff in return. So, you know, I love to do something for somebody and just feel good about it. Not like I got any kind of intent, like, oh, I did this because of that. So, you know, our faith is what keeps us grounded and also energized to keep going forth every day to meet our goals with this whole small town thing and just to keep going forth.
Well, I get excited when we you know, make progress. It keeps you going. When you see things start to fall into place, you know, and the thing about it is we're not chasing the money. We know that's gonna come. We're doing what we love. We're taking our time. Want to make sure everything is done right. And when we see the progress, I'm like, oh wow, you know,
we just as excited.
It keeps us going. Sometimes I have to take some melatonin so I can get some sleep.
Me too. We're just as excited. Like when we go from script to storyboard it, and then we might see a piece of what we're working on. We're like, we're excited.
It just gets you so excited.
You know, it may be a 2 minute, 30 second clip or something that we worked on from scratch. Then we see 30 seconds of it, whether it's a character moving, talking, or whatever. We're like, wow, it's going to be like, we're excited about it.
It keeps us going.
Because
it's something that we love to do. When you love to do it, you're passionate about it.
It doesn't feel like work.
It doesn't feel like work, and you never get tired.
Yeah.
Well, you do sometimes.
Yeah, your body just like, okay, this is work. Go to bed.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
And he's always working.
Yeah.
You know, he's always researching. He's always it's 24/7 with him. He's constantly going. So
because that's not work anymore. That's adventure.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good way to put it.
Word.
Yeah. Because that's the same for me. Like,
it wakes you up in the middle of the night, and you say, and I may look at her and say, "Hey, I got this idea," or "I thought about this." Like, and it literally keeps you up. Like, you ain't going to sleep. You better write this down, or you better
exactly
out of it. You know.
Yeah.
And it's bringing back like I said in the beginning, we started out knowing each other in music.
Yeah.
And we're working
on that together as well.
We collaborated with music, you know, I wrote a lot of things. And so, you know, that kind of part of our life was tucked away for years. So now that we're getting, our creative side is coming back, you know, with the writing, it's just on a different level of entertainment. You know, it's not the music anymore. It's animation. And so we're working on our movie Christmas in Heaven for the Sunday Schoolers.
November this year.
And so now I'm getting back into writing music for the for the soundtrack.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, doing
the theme music to the Sunday Schoolers. He wrote it. You know, me and the kids sung it.
And for Sunday school, where can we see those episodes?
Oh, you can go there now if you have time. www. Oh, let me type it in the chat.
Okay.
You go to the sundayschoolers.net.
No, I'm on the website actually.
You're on the website.
Oh, you're on the website.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
so there is.
We've actually it's Afro.
The Afro Plus, the
platform.
Okay, Afro Plus. Okay, yeah. That's right.
So you'll be able to watch some of the episodes on there real soon.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's yes. I think that's a really good initiative, like to do that Afro Plus platform. I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait to see all those content coming up. Because at the Afro Animation Summit, like the people there was like
they're nice,
amazing,
very nice people over there.
It was great.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to see some sneak peek episodes of the Sunday Schoolers there.
Okay. Okay, that's great. And I have like a couple of questions more. It's what's if someone want to work in your studio, what type of people are you looking for?
Well, the type of people that we're definitely looking for is go-getters. We're looking for people like Steve Jobs said, I don't want to work with people to tell me what to do. I don't want to tell them what to do. I want them to tell me what to do, because we're looking for people that's going to help our company grow.
Right.
So we looking for those kind of people. Yeah, and I don't say it in a disrespectful way. Like, you know, of course we can guide and lead them, but I want people to have just as good ideas and think out the box like we do.
Right.
So those are kind of people we want that got that drive and don't got that give up spirit.
Yeah.
We want them to have, look, anything is possible.
Exactly.
You know, they may come with the craziest idea, and I might just like it. It may be crazy to 50 other people, and they bring it to me. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. Let's do it. So we want those kind of people that's not scared to think out the box. That's a go-getter, and just don't give up so easily. Like push past the doubt and just go for it. We want those kind of people on our team.
Because that's how we are.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And what would be your message for the young creators and animators out there?
Definitely not. You know, they definitely need to stick with what they believe in. You know, if they come up with an idea, Don't let anyone change your idea. You don't have to follow the norm. You need to be creative, do something different. You want to keep pushing and work towards what you believe in. So that's what I definitely tell them. Definitely keep going with your vision, and just stay in tune with the characters that you create. Just stay focused, because now a lot of young people, their attention span is very short.
Yeah.
you know, you know, sometimes they want things fast. They want things
like right now.
Now.
Yeah.
They want to make the money now.
Yeah.
No, stay focused on your ambition. Stay in tune with what you're doing. Keep creating. Don't let anyone change what your vision is. It's okay to step outside the box. Do something different. If you don't innovate, innovation is important. If a business don't innovate, they will die.
Yeah.
It will die. So we always need new things, and young people have young, fresh ideas.
Yeah.
We're of age.
So
Sometimes we don't think like they think. We are blessed to have kids of different age.
Yeah.
We have our oldest is 26, our youngest is 8.
yeah.
So
I ask them things, when
Yeah.
I'm writing, and
Yeah.
on whether script or episode, I may say, hey, what's the language that y'all use? How y'all say this? Or and then my younger daughter tell me, and I use it within the episode or the film because it's relevant. It's to what's now. I'm not gonna use no old school terms. And they're gonna be like, what they doing with this old school language? So we try to get that, stay relevant, and we know the youth runs, and we tell people all the time, the youth runs this world.
Yeah.
Product to ideas, even LeBron and all these big entertainers that's of age now, they know it's a young man's, a young woman's game, because the young people, the young minds, those who the people that Disney is hiring, the young writers, the people that just got that, they're stale for 2 days. Just give me an energy drink. I'll animate for 2 days straight. So they want, but older people, we can't do that. We to get some rest. So I would just tell young people, don't take no as never.
Right.
That's and I heard that advice before. Don't take a no as a never, because those no's may not be the right place for you. And that same no may be a yes. Like I just said, it may be somebody else may spark a light above in their ears and head and like, okay, I love it. Come over here with us. But the other company just told you that it'll never work. So don't take a no as never. Just keep pushing and, just keep that same drive. And, wherever you land, sometimes you got to fall.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. Sometimes you got to fall to get up. And when you get up, you know not to do that same step again. You know not to run, you know to walk.
Yeah.
So, it's life's lessons.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was so inspiring. Yeah, I think we're gonna finish on those great words and wisdom. But seriously, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking the time to be there with me and with all the people who join African Action Hero, the podcast. And because as I said before, your journey was so inspiring. And so that's why, few days after the Afro Animation Summit, I sent you a text message. And
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah, we really do. I read it to the whole team. Oh my God. That's what we want. And we're on this journey, and it's you all are going along with us.
We don't take these kind of things for granted. We love doing these kind of interviews, and it's not a lot of. You notice we didn't ask you about. People say, how many followers you have? Who's gonna see it? Now we living in the world where people judge you off of the people that follow you. So you're nobody to some corporations when they say, I only got 1,000 followers. That's it? You're nobody. Okay, next. And they willing to treat you like you're nobody. So we don't want to do that.
No,
exactly.
We're not judging people. We're not judging your character about how many people on your platform. You may be the next Howard Stern. Or we're like, oh yeah, we did his platform. And it's like, so we not those kind of people. We don't take these kind of things for granted. We appreciate when people want to talk to us.
Right.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, that's really. I'm really happy to see that we have like so much in common, and our vision and values are like really aligned. And I've been lucky, like since I'm studying African Action Hero, to meet like all the people I interviewed so far. Was like all people like really aligned, and I feel like, oh my god, I have that gift to select the people I want to talk to. Right. But little by little a community is like coming up, and now it's just the beginning, but I'm pretty sure usually the stuff that I start become like amazing, but I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm gonna show you.
That's how
I like that. I like that attitude. I love
that's
how we are.
That's how we are too.
Yeah, you can talk about so much, but you got to be some kind of action proof behind what you're saying.
Yeah. So that's why it's African Action Heroes.
I love it. I love it. The name caught my attention.
Yeah.
Cool. I love it.
Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you. I would like to talk to you in the future. So
we'll be talking to you soon, because we're going to get that crowdfunding thing together. And
Definitely. So definitely about that, I would be happy to help and to give you like my $10 million ideas. Because that's why I created that platform. Is like really to be able to connect and to exchange, to share.
Thank you for listening to African Action Heroes, the podcast. We hope you enjoyed this episode, learned something interesting, and had a good time. Continue the conversation on our website, africanactionheroes.com. Make sure to share your thoughts in the comment section. And of course, if you believe this podcast could help or interest someone you care about, make sure to share it. It was TAMKO, our image, our stories, our narrative.